everyone and welcome to the speed build. Today I wanted to create a neighbourhood for the new for rent pack, so I'm building 3 sets of 2 semi-detached houses in this 40 by 30 lot in Newcrest. If this is the first video you're seeing on my channel, I've been playing through the Whimsy Legacy Expanded challenge, and whenever I do a legacy challenge I always face one problem. I never know what to do with the siblings of the heir, aka the sims that I won't be carrying on the let's play with. I always want to move them into their own house, but I never know where. So I thought it would be fun to turn Newcrest into essentially my space for my old legacy sims. So far I'm just building this lot, but eventually I will build up the whole of this world so that all my sims can exist out here. The first sim that will be moving out here is Sage, which is the brother of my Gen 2 heir. Hopefully he can build up his family out here in this space. I started out by building the floor plans for these lots. I've been planning out these floor plans for a while, and I tried to take inspiration from the houses around me where I live. These houses are nothing special particularly, but I wanted them to kind of match common UK style houses. We've got the first 2 that are a bit more fancy looking and will probably be on the more expensive end with the straight jut outs at the front. Then the second 2 are kind of traditional looking with the diagonal jut outs, and then finally the third 2 are just classic standard UK terrace houses, standard and to the point. The new for rent pack is really exciting and will bring a bunch of new gameplay options for the legacy challenge that I'm doing. Hopefully the creator will update it soon to add some of these new features, but I also have a few ideas of my own, specifically for the 4th generation, so definitely stay tuned for that. Here I played around with a few roofing options for these builds, and I couldn't quite get some of it how I imagined it in my head, as I still struggle with roofing in The Sims, but it looks okay I think in the end. It's definitely annoying that you can't build to the edges of lots. I don't know why that's the case, but it made fitting these houses in a little awkward, and I had to adjust the sizings on some of the rooms a bit to make the lot not feel so cramped. I think in the end I managed to make it all work together, but maybe it could have benefited from being in a larger lot. However, I did want to save the larger lot in Newcrest for something maybe more ambitious later in the future. Originally I wanted these homes to feel like they were either side of the road, but because of the size restriction it kind of ended up being a pedestrian only area instead, but I think it still looks okay. Here I'm adding in a little green area for the families living here. As the builds ended up having barely any garden space, I thought it would be nice to put a shared one in here. So I've added some stuff for the kids, a community garden, as well as a barbecue and seating areas, and a woohoo bush to keep things interesting. I have a few ideas for other lots I want to build in this world. The first is a cemetery / graveyard. It would be great to have an area where I can put all my Sims graves in for this legacy, and I saw someone else do like an underground area where you put like rooms to commemorate the heirs, which I thought was really cool, so I'm thinking I'll do that next. After that, I really want to build a bar. I have ideas for that already, but if you have any, definitely let me know. Generation 3 is a mixologist and it's all about partying and stuff, so I thought that would be really fitting. I was also thinking about building a library with like secret areas with things for all of the occults, but I've not quite figured out what that would look like yet. On top of that, I thought like a gaming internet cafe would be kind of cool, and I also have ideas for a play park that has everything for both kids and adults need in an outdoor space. There are a few lots that we'll be building as the generations go on because it's a requirement for the challenge, such as a vet in Gen 5, so I'll definitely be building those in Newcrest to add to this area. And this is where I started furnishing the houses. Initially I wanted this to be a fast process, just kind of putting bare bones in, but this whole build took me about 4 hours, with the majority of that being the interior decorating. My vision for this first house was a kind of old style but rich and fancy, posh family vibe, so I've gone for like dark colours but still tried to make sure that it feels quite homey. I didn't put loads of clutter around and things on the walls, as this would have made the build take like double the amount of time. However, when I move a family in, I will try and add their like personalities to the build. Now I'm working on the adjoining house, and this is where I think I'll be moving Sage into. I decided to give it more of a modern feel and stuck to his sort of colour palette of like greens and greys mostly. As I was furnishing Sage's house, I decided that I can see him as a girl dad. Like, he's a sporty guy with a very kind of masculine interests, but he would do anything for his little princesses. So I gave the kids' room the girliest feel I could, and using like a pink colour palette all around. I don't know if maybe I'll make him have kids to match this, or if maybe I'll let it happen naturally. I might see what the game does for a little, but when Autumn is ready to have his science baby, I might give Sage some kids so that the next gen has some cousins and stuff. With these next two houses, as they are classic British houses, I gave them the same floor plan, as that's very standard with terraced houses. They'll all be built the same way in a row. This made furnishing this one go a bit quicker, as they didn't need to add like any personality to them. I did add in conservatories to the two houses though, which is a common UK thing, even though half the year it's way too cold to use them. And here's my first complaint about the new pack. I mean, maybe it's not the pack's fault, but I'll say it anyway. When I was trying to add wallpaper to the house, it would lag quite a bit. I think maybe when I allocated the rooms to each rental, it just made it more difficult for the game when adding wallpaper, but it definitely slowed down a lot in these points. But that's the only time I've had any issues so far. For this next house, I wasn't quite sure the direction that I wanted to go at first, but then I decided I wanted it to kind of be like your grandma or granddad's old house that you've moved into, but you've not changed anything about it. Like, it's got old furniture and it's an old style, but you can't be bothered to change anything. And then for a complete contrast, I wanted this house to be the craziest house you've ever seen. Like, colours everywhere, no design style in mind, just colour. Like, this is a fun mum. She's cool, she's crazy, she's a fun time. I decided to name this lot Whimsy Road and have the house names all just be numbers. I think maybe with adjacent lots I'll do like Whimsy Street or something, or I'll carry on Whimsy Road and have the numbers just be higher. We'll have to see. So yeah, this is the finished lot. I hope you like it. As I said before, I'm not the best builder, but I'm trying to push myself to build new things. I would love your feedback, and if you have any ideas for future neighbourhood styles that I should build, or any lots you'd like to see in Newcrest, then please do let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. Please check out my Let's Play for the Whimsy Legacy Expanded Challenge if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!